Welcome to the TLC Unleashed Show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life with your host, Traci Lynn. This show is brought to you by Quest Nutrition. Cheat, clean, and make healthy eating fun with Quest Nutrition products. Good evening and welcome to the TLC Unleashed Show, Hollywood Vibes, Sports and Life with your host, Traci Lynn. We are in the house with my girl today. How exciting. Yes, my voice is a little raspy. I'm trying to be like Pat Benatar from back in the day. I'm just dating myself there. Anyway, maybe someone more dated. We've got creative Galena in the house, my girl, my friend, businesswoman, entrepreneur, athlete, fitness model, role model. How many more things can I put on that list?
That's why I go with creative Galena. That's it. Just leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah, because that covers the umbrella of everything.
Of everything, all of my gifts and blessings.
Everything. I hope that we're going live, public on Facebook Live over in the corner over there. We've got low battery. We've got it all going on the switchboard today. I'd love to welcome you to the show. It's been too long. Last time I had you on my show was when we were over at LA Talk Radio. We're now on the Power of Voices. We've upgraded and came to a phenomenal station here. And as you can see, you know, we've got everything.
I absolutely love it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, it's like way more advanced from the beginning those days.
Yes. You know, we're moving on up. That's what it's all about. You know, just leveling up and keep growing. There's been so much growth. I mean, we've kind of, you know, we haven't seen as much of each other as I would have liked to, but it's like one of those friendships and relationships where, you know, you don't see each other, maybe not see each other all the time, but we're still right on that same
like soul
path.
Sisters. That's what the soul sisters, right? It's like
connected.
It's like connected, and I think it's so amazingly how this fitness journey that started with the silly goal, like I want to get in shape, like really got me in shape, not only like physically but mentally, spiritually, and keep improving me in all part of my life. Through that bodybuilding discipline, I've got to learn discipline in all of the areas of my life, and it's very easy for me to relate to new beginnings and anything. I just take the basic pattern from bodybuilding of the discipline, consistency, and I apply into any other part of my life.
Yeah.
And like even tapping into the new sports, even tapping into the new friendships, even tapping into the new environment. Like I do my homework and I try to research with the background how I got into bodybuilding. I did my homework. I find out how to eat, how to train. I've gained that knowledge that right now I kind of like, I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Like I used to be that kid who struggled with eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, overweight.
Same.
And right now, like I'm standing in front of the crowd. I'm standing in front of the crowd with the knowledge, with the black belt knowledge. You know, like of learning about my body, learning how my body operates, learning that what my body needs, learning how mentally I have to walk in life, and the power of maintaining your human flesh and the spirit. It's just like, it's totally, it's amazing to see how we got connected back again into such a unique part of our life where we were going parallel to it, and it's time to reconnect, spread the love, and move forward.
Absolutely. I couldn't have said it better myself. And what I love, Galena, about you is that, you know, you are talking about it's not only just in the flesh, but the spiritual side of things as well, but the level of discipline. And you call it bodybuilding. I actually like to stay away from the word bodybuilding. The reason why is because everybody's always like, oh my God, you're a bodybuilder, you're huge, you're big, and why do you want to look like a man? Or a lot of people have so many different opinions on it, and that's okay. And everybody's opinion is their
But here's
opinion.
the thing, like, who have those opinions? Does this opinion coming from the person who understands the word athlete, discipline, achieving something? It's usually come from the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
You cannot, it's like, you know, like when the same thing, like I always look through, you know, like we all know that I'm so much in love with Jesus, right? And through Christ, through Bible, I've learned to find that strength within me that helps me to achieve anything. And the same thing through bodybuilding. I've learned these things that I need to be, you know, the preacher of my walk, right? And I walk with the discipline. It's just the same thing. Like you cannot preach Bible to somebody who doesn't know much about it and give them all the answers in a heartbeat. The person gonna get overwhelmed. And these people like who kind of like put judgmental opinion on your faith or on your way of style, it usually comes from people who doesn't know anything about it. Your job is to smile kindly and lead by example and show them what's the truth about that you believe in.
Yeah. And what I love about the fitness, my fitness journey and the fitness world is that, you know, like you said, I've learned how to discipline myself in all areas of my life, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, financially. That one I'm still working on, but
We're all working on financially.
right,
Like the whole world is working on financially. Bill Gates still working on financially.
Right. Yeah. And that's what I love about it, because I've been able to apply the science and really put it into everything that I've done. People ask me, how do you get up at 4 in the morning? I don't know how I get up in the 4 in the morning.
Drive. It's
I
the
have a
purpose, the
passion.
drive, the passion, the
Yeah.
understanding that for you to be something else, you have to be step ahead of the game from the rest of the world. Like if you need to, it's like people say like, I don't have enough time in my day. Get up early, sleep less, like
Yeah.
figure shit out. Like I'm a kind of person that I get up at 4, but I know my body. I'll take a nap in the car. I'll take a nap in my studio. I'll manage my ways of balancing my body out. It takes structures, discipline, understanding how important that healthy fitness life to you. Because in my case, it's not only about representing my dumbbell jewelry and living a fit life. It's already beyond that point where my presence, my existence on the social media with the people who's watching me, it's already above that point where like, how am I serving my people? Am I leading by example as the human being, period? You know, like when it comes to my jewelry, I'm really blessed that I can relate to so many people where my jewelry becomes not a piece of accessories, but pieces of the trophy and a reminder for you to be something more, to stick to your dreams, to suck it up for your dreams, to wake up when you don't want it to wake up. Because people who achieve something, that's the way how to do it. They do the shit that the rest of the world doesn't want to do.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. You know what? I listen to these audios, and I'm so big on audios, and you know, I always give a shout out to my girl Christine in Canada. I'm gonna say soon my girl Christine that's in California, because she's not here yet, but she will be very, very soon. But you know what? Listening to these audios, feeding my mind full of nourishing my mind full of positivity and affirmations and things that I can learn and be able to really, you know, give that gift to the rest of the world. It's not about, you know, getting up at 4 in the morning. It's about what I'm doing with my time each and every day. And as we say, you know, a person that lives on the streets, Oprah Winfrey, we all have the same amount of time. It's what we do with it. So I choose to, you know, take my time and run my business, run my professional life, my social life, and all of these areas and be successful. That's why I make time. I make time to train every single morning because it's important to me. My health is important to me. And, you know, and these people that say they don't have time, figure out how you're going to make time.
Your
Because
priorities.
you're making time for
Identify
you.
your priorities. Right.
Yeah, and make you a priority. That's number one. If you haven't made yourself a priority, how can you make somebody else a priority? How can you give away what you don't have?
That's
Right?
exactly true, right?
And this is what we're preaching, you know. And and I have to go back when you were talking about the trophy of like your jewelry and things. I've been with you at Olympia. I've been with you at the LA Fit Expo, behind your booth, and to watch the magic that goes on. And I'm saying magic because not only is this woman a phenomenal human being, the people that have come up to these booths and they're like, oh, you're working with her, and I'm like, no, I'm not working with her. I am part of her. This is a team, and what we're doing is we're portraying health, wellness, and life, and success.
And you know, it's very interesting where you're leading with this, because I truly realize if you want to change your life, if you want to step into new world, you have to be surrounded with mind-like people. You have to be surrounded with the same people. It's kind of like if you are stepping into the Christianity world and you're digging Jesus and you're having this path, you have to be surrounded by same-minded people where you can grow and build your strength with it. The same thing with fitness. If you don't have many healthy people around you, if you don't have many people who at least trying to be healthy, it's going to be difficult. And it's up to you to choose your pack, to choose your circle, and stick around those people. And, you know, the miracle of your walk, purpose, God-given walk, you will have people falling into your laps that you need to encourage, that you need to motivate, that you need to learn your boundaries. You need to learn so many puzzles of understanding humanity that you can truly fulfill yourself by understanding you don't need a lot of people around you. You just need few strong people with the same mind, and you'll be able to move forward and truly make impact in this life and make an impact with the social media that many people have and don't really use that social media to purpose.
Yeah.
That's another thing that kills me about like many social media content people have that voice, but yet don't speak up anything to do with it. And like beside jewelry and the fitness lifestyle, like my major purpose is to impact people's life on the larger scale, to have them realize what's their priority, what's their life goal, what's their true purpose within their heart. Like they don't have to be like everybody else. They have to discover themselves through doing what they love, following their heart, being the best, like being open to opportunity, being open to changes, being open to learning new experience to grow.
Yes, absolutely. And it sounds so, basic to, maybe someone like you and I, but the thing is, and I love all the hearts, all the love. Thank you guys. And the thing is like, what is your why? What is your purpose? And we're all here to add value and to contribute. And I say it over and over and over again. And, and I with my clients and people that I mentor and life coach, and it's like, what brings you joy? What fills you up? What makes you get up in the morning? And
not many people know answer to that.
No.
It takes something crazy to unplug it. Many people unplug that questions through some traumatic experience.
Yes.
I got to unplug this through my fitness journey. I got to pop in, and I've been creative all of my life. Creativity is like a God-given gift to me since I was a kid. I grew up with sewing machine. I've been sewing since I was a little. The jewelry came into me a little bit later, but I've learned the craftsmanship of metal smithing, polishing, soldering. It's a God-given gift where I'm quick on learning visually, right? Creativity is abundant to me. I don't even think of creativity. It's within me and it pours out like diarrhea. Right, just like that. But you have to understand that purpose will come to you when you're ready, because I never believed in my creativity. Only when I start believing through my body and realizing, oh my God, I can have six-pack. All I need to do A, B, C, D and stick to it. And then it's hit me. For me to be successful creative, I need to find A, B, C, D for my successful creative. The discipline, the routine, the calendar, the schedule, the waste of my time, with who I spend my time. What did I learn? Did I improve myself? When you put all of this together, it will click into the next direction when you're like, oh my God, I think I finally realized what's my purpose.
Absolutely. It's funny too, because I really learned a lot about myself when I started competing. And people think, oh, you want to get up on stage and you're putting on a bikini and heels and this and that. But it was bigger than that for me, because I overcame addictions. I overcame eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, body dysmorphia. I lived in depression, anxiety, suicidal. And I had lost my mom at that time. And for me, it was like, I really had no purpose and I had no reason really to move forward. And I didn't even really have a purpose to live. Obviously my son is my life, and my son always popped into my head and was like, he's the one that kept me going through all of this. And, I absolutely just love him so much. But it got to the point where I was so down and broken that I couldn't even see that love anymore. And I was so beaten down. And I went, you know what? I really just need to discover myself. I need to just open myself up to new possibilities. And I was so broken down that I really just needed to reinvent myself. Learning how to diet and the discipline of that. When I would be in tears, crying in bed, so hungry, so depleted, water depleted. I mean, and it's unhealthy to an extreme at points of the competition. But I learned so much about myself because no one's looking. I can go in that kitchen. I can just get something to eat. But you know what? When you get up on that stage, and it's so exhilarating. And I'm not saying competing is for everyone, but it was an appreciation of self-discovery.
Right.
And
of understanding what you're capable of achieving through discipline, and I believe discipline like this have to apply it on all part of your life. You don't have to be in that strict discipline like you're competing, but you have to be a priest in every part of your life. With your friends, you have to lead by example with your friends. You have to understand your value and with who you spend your time with and who's your friends, who is in your circle, who elevating you, who's lifting you up, with who are you growing, with who are you dragging your feet, and who are you benefiting, who's growing with you. You have to have a balance with the people that gives you something to grow, and you have to have a balance when you give something back to somebody else to grow back. And when you understand that circle, when you understand that discipline, that applies to any part of your life, you will have like a larger eye opening in anything, and you just gotta ask what's next. If I was able to compete and get through that discipline of an athlete, the lifestyle of an athlete, I can apply the same discipline in any part of my life.
Yeah.
Right? It's your spending when you need to get a hold of it, your, like finances, and realize what's need to be done with that. Maybe you need to find a coach. Maybe you need to find the advisors. It's the same thing with competing. Like you need to find the trainers. You need to find somebody who will guide you with your diet, somebody who can keep an eye on you. The same thing with your finances. When you truly understand the basic click of what does it take to achieve something, right? It's bodybuilding or education or competition or like anything you're trying to go, or you graduating from school. It takes discipline and knowledge and learning and be committed to it. That's it. And
and we're just using that as an example because like this doesn't even entertain most of society. So, think about what you've done that's created you and leveled you up into that next phase of your life and the areas of your life that you really wanted to polish up and achieve. And I keep going back, and I remember this was about 2 years ago. Remember when we used to do the stairs in Santa Monica? And we used to talk. And I love this girl because I was going through a lot of changes. I had just come out of, a pretty terrible situation and divorced. And I was pretty beaten down. And this woman was like tough as nails, and she's for this little Canadian nice girl, I was kind of like, oh man, she's like pretty abrupt and abrasive, and I was like, I don't know if I like this, but I do, and I wanted to like learn more. And I think
I'm known for my honesty. Like I don't have a poker face. I think
I
think the poker face is something that doesn't exist with me. And when I see good people and I see the error, like I just spit it like it is. And I'm thinking if the person truly willing to make a change in their life, they take it and they move forward. That's my kind of people. Yeah. People who get offended by what I said, that's to me, I don't want to use the words, but you're weak. Exactly, right? And it's like, this is where I'm thinking, like if somebody gives you the honest opinion and that's the truth, and that's the truth that makes you ear bleed, it's your job to take the truth and correct yourself and do what's need to be done. Because the way how I grew up with no mentors. I grew up in a rackety household with domestic violence. So this is where the eating disorders would come in later. When anybody who's dealing with eating disorders, anybody who's dealing with some kind of trauma or some kind of like a OCD or some kind of like, like post-stress traumatic stuff, it will reflect on your eating behaviors as well too. Yes. And I think before we're going to get into diet and how do I diet, it's not like you have to learn about how to diet. You have to learn how to eat right, and then understand what did damage you from the past so badly that you're looking for the substitute of making you feel good through the mouth, when the food is supposed to be only to give you fuel and keep you moving forward and have your brain operate. That's it.
Absolutely. So it's about when you're trying to control it, and that was the biggest thing for me, and that's what I learned through the eating disorders, and because it was the only thing that I was able to control. Growing up in the same type of environment, a lot of abuse and physical and mental and emotional, and not only myself, but watching my mom go through that. And so for me, that was the only thing I could, and I wasn't like I was obese or anything like that, but the starvation and blacking out and playing sports and just, it was like, nobody knew what was wrong with me. And
exactly. And this is the scary part, because we all look at our friends when people coming to me like, I want to lose weight, I want to get in shape. It's truly very important to understand that what is really bothering you. Like, are you lacking a knowledge, or you're going through something that you don't know how to solve it? And I'm always telling people, like, before you're going to even ask yourself that I want to get in that great shape, understand, like, what's the reasons are you getting in that great shape? Is it for you to be mentally and emotionally and physically energized, healthy, and have clarity? Or you want to prove somebody's point? Or you want to, you want to show off that you're good at something? It's truly have to come in with good intention for yourself.
I like that.
The point of that, living that healthy life and that lifestyle, and understand where's your lack of knowledge coming from. Because the way how I grew up, my mentality was set not on what proteins or carbohydrates we're going to have tonight. we was like, oh my God, thanks God I have pasta, butter, and sugar because that's gonna fill me up for the whole day long till I'm gonna see the dinner. Or in Russia, we had bread and butter and cheese if I'm lucky.
Oh yeah,
yes,
Kraft dinner, baby.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And,
whatever. So we all got our ghetto foods when we grew up, right? butt naked. But I think this is another point, another reason for me why I'm staying so fitness strong, and like what keeps me motivated and what I wake up to daily. It's understanding how blessed and lucky I am to be in this city, to do what I do, to know the amazing people that I know. Sometimes, like many people, when they complain to me about their life, I was like, oh my God, if you only knew how I grew up with no electricity or water, it's like people have no clue.
They don't know.
They don't know,
each
right?
other's stories. Exactly.
And I think it's so important, like, to truly soften up your heart of getting to know people, getting to know where they're coming from. If you're a trainer, personal trainer, and your job is to collect money from people for your knowledge, educate people, teach them how to live that life. People will pay for that knowledge gladly. Like the right customers will come to your hands when you truly share your knowledge. If you're some kind of social butterfly, have a lot of followers, share the knowledge that improve your life, impact the world with something that you overcome. And I think this is where I carry bigger blessing of having my jewelry and even being on this radio show. It's that I have an opportunity to remind that kid that struggled, that anything is possible. That woman that going through the heartache, understand you can make it, you can suck it up through anything. It just takes of learning, understanding what do you need to do to get out of that unpleasant situation, or what do you need to do about how to get in shape, where do you need to create your schedule. Maybe you need to organize the day. Maybe you need to ask somebody to babysit your baby while you can go to the gym. Think on the larger things that you can change within your life to be it, and don't be afraid to go for the things that truly speak to your heart.
And I love what you said, too. That was a great point about, and as being a life success coach, this is what I really apply with my clients, is that find out why you're doing it and find out what the reason is. Is it to get the man of your dreams? Is it to get the woman of your dreams? Is it to look hot? Is it to compete? But why do you want to lose the weight, and what's it going to do for you? Is it for self-esteem? Is it to get healthy? Do you want to mentor? Do you want to be a good role model for your kids? I mean, there's so many things that are holding us back, but I always ask the first question, what's going on in your home life? How's your marriage? How's your relationships? Are you single?
How's your environment?
How's your living environment? Do you have a nice home that you can go to? Do you have food in the fridge? Are you struggling? Like, tell me what's going on for you. And that's the first and foremost thing, because all of us have struggles. We're human, and this is life. So find out, we got to get these things in order before we can go on to the physicality and the vanity reasons. So find out how you can better yourself as an individual in different areas of your life. And that's why I love what you said about really focusing on, what's going on for you. Really look within, and I love journaling. Journaling is great. Putting pen to paper and really just writing things down and finding out where you're at. Check in with yourself. And that's what I love. I do a check-in. I check in with myself daily and go, okay, I'm safe. I'm here. I'm good. I'm surrounded by good people. I've done my job for the day. Maybe I need a nap right now. Like you said, I sleep in the car. I'm like lights out in the friggin', like the sun's beating down on me. And in 20 minutes, I'm like alarm, ready, go. And if that's what you need, that's what you need. You don't have to, ask for permission from anyone. Give yourself permission to do those things for yourself, to take care of yourself. It's all about self-care and self-love. And not a lot of us are doing that these days. Slow down.
I don't think we learn through the childhoods, and many of us through many families. I don't think we learn self-care and self-love and self-respect. Yes. And that's another thing that through faith I've learned to self-love and self-care, because if I don't self-love and self-care, it's going to be hard for me to love and care for others.
Exactly.
Like if I don't respect myself, how can I respect other? If I'm not confident with myself, how can I share that confidence with other? It's very easy to understand the pattern of your life walk. When you improve yourself and you improve your habitat, your job, it's not to impact life somewhere like on the other side with the inspirational quote. Your job is to observe who are you inspiring around you. Are you inspiring yourself in the first place? Are you enough motivation to get through these hard days? And at the end of the day, you will be standing against the wind all by yourself.
Oh, I love that. I love
you
that.
have to learn how to be you have to learn how to be rooted into the ground with faith, with dignity, with self-respect, with love, with kindness, that nothing can throw you off path or knock you off your feet.
Yeah.
And I think this is where like the fitness, it's so great, it's so awesome. Anybody can do it. I believe anybody can get in shape.
Anyone, injuries, any age, any
injury, any struggle, you can find. Like I have people with the handicapped kids, and the kids still active, and they're still managing even though they're in a wheelchair. I know amazing people that the fitness life and part of their life doesn't matter what. But I also understand that it takes a lot of courage within yourself to get off of your ass and do something that's selfishly good for your mind and body and your soul.
And the beautiful thing is, once you get into that routine, it's the endorphins and the serotonin that's released. I mean, I literally, people laugh because I'm like, I feel 20 because I can train 4 to 6 to 8 hours a day, like nonstop.
You're an athlete. It's
because
within your DNA.
I love it, but it's like, and I could go and go and go and go and go.
Didn't you say you have like Irish in you as well too?
Yes.
Yeah, you're Viking
Irish,
blood.
Scottish.
You're the Irish
I'm
blood.
a Viking.
Right, you're the Viking blood. You know, like it's within your DNA.
Yes, exactly.
Your DNA have that stamina. Like your great grandfather, grandmothers, they were like going through the winters. Can you imagine how they were living for you to exist in here? This is where I always remind my friends, just this life is like the battle, the fittest of the strongest, right? What's the word for it? Like the
survival
it's
of the
like
fittest.
survival of the fittest. You got it, right? And you have to understand, you have to be that fit person in all parts of your life. You know, like you truly have to understand the only way you succeed, the only way you will go above and further, if you will gain knowledge, if you become master of your life by being truly respectful to each area of your life. Family, friends, rest, job, giving back to society. Rather you giving money, rather you volunteering, rather you go to radio show and you're preaching the gospel.
Totally. Amen to that. You know what I love about that is ask yourself this question each and every day. How are you showing up in life? How are you showing up as a sister or a brother? How are you showing up as a parent? How are you showing up as a daughter or a son? How are you showing up as a friend? How are you showing up as a partner? How are you showing up in your business? How are you showing up, excuse me, in each area of your life? And ask yourself that. I guarantee you got a lot of work to do. Because I know I got a lot of work to do.
We all have a lot of work
each
to
and
do.
every day.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of us, that we are sticking around and we're improving each other. And I think that's the best. This is how I evaluate the people that are around me. I grow with those people together.
Yeah.
I grow and I help them to grow. And there's another people who help me to grow, and they grow with me through my growing. When you teach somebody, when you share knowledge with somebody, you grow through the same process. Like a lot of people, they don't want to help each other, or they don't have time to help each other, which is, I think, in the end of the day, you invest time in your business, you invest time in your family, but you have to invest a little bit of time on those around you, that in the end of the day, by improving somebody's life within your circle, you impacting the world in the larger scale. And there we go.
There's a chord right there. And the thing is too, Galina, and I love that we talk about this. I want to bring up the topic tonight because this was one thing that you impacted me immensely with, is that you impacted me with get rid of those dead weight people in my life. I remember so clearly every time we were together, that is what you would say to me. We're going to go back live. We're just rebooting on Galina's. Do you remember this conversation?
I think I clearly remember. Because,
I really want to talk about it and share this with people.
I was going through the same thing, right? I was going through the same thing where I was identifying people around me and start weighing, like, is this person truly happy for me? Is this person understand my life? Because, you know, like when you're going to get in the choo-choo train of living fit lifestyle, you're going to have a lot of people fall off of your boat. Those buddies for the happy hours, those, you know, after work, you know, snacking, munching, football parties, whatever the people that throw you off path with your healthy lifestyle, you will see that there's going to be people who will say like, oh, now what are you going to look like a dude now? You know, like all this like average like Pizza Joe comments.
It's like, you know, and And I'm kind of taking all that with a grain of salt. Now, at first, it did bother me. It did hurt my feelings. And, when people would say stuff like that. But I know my truth. It's like, you know what?
Now it becomes like a joke when you just look at people.
What does your shirt say?
Oh, my shirt says, I love this company. This is like the best shirt.
This is awesome. What is this company anyway? Let's give them a shout out because this is cool.
Chronic Strength. This is from a girl, Stephanie. Strong women intimidate weak men.
Okay, right? Bam. I'm allowed to flex on here. It's my show, right? We're allowed to flex. You know what? I love to empower men as well. And, and I always ask guys that, may be intimidated by the way I look and things like that. And I just ask them, why are you intimidated? What is wrong? That's okay that this look isn't for you. Maybe you don't want to entertain it or, but I know you want to touch it. I always say that was a joke. But, the thing is I want to talk about friends falling off and people falling off. And like you said, too, the part where they want to go to happy hour and you're like, I'm disciplined. I mean, we had our NFL alumni meeting yesterday. It was an awesome meeting. I'm super excited about being part of the Southern California chapter with James Washington. And so it's such a great opportunity because I worked very hard to, be a part of such a great organization. And I'm very proud of that. But they said to me, they were like, what are you going to eat? Like, are you allowed to eat? Or like, I don't know what it is. It was cute, right? And I just said, yeah, I'm absolutely going to eat. I'm going to have a chicken salad. And they're like, well, do you ever eat anything different? I said, absolutely, all the time, And I've gotten my body to a science now that I'm able to eat whatever I want, when I want, but I know
how to balance it out,
exactly.
when to use your carbs, how to manipulate your carb cycling days, how to add a little bit more cardio and how to add a little bit more weight.
Yeah.
This is what I love about bodybuilding, building your body, building your body building. It's science. It's learning about your human flesh, how you operate. Right now, I have deadlifts and the squat coach who's teaching me once a week.
Is that why your booty looks so good? Jeez, I was like, damn.
I got it from my mama. Now
your mama gave you that booty?
Yeah, now we just have to perfect it.
Oh, right? Well, I think you're pretty close.
Thank you. I take that compliment. I work really hard.
I think you got it.
But there's the thing. Like, I know I want to improve and learn and develop my body in a certain way that I have a coach right now who's teaching me not exactly how to squat, but understanding how my body operates, how my joint moves, how that proper squatting and what getting moved and how the body comes up into standing position and when it's squatting. When you go into details, it becomes so much fun and science. And then you understand all I need to do to improve in any part of my life. If I want to grow spiritually, I just need to tap into details, deeper understanding. If I want to grow, like financially, I have to understand how to budget with my money and how to respect my money. So when the larger money comes through, you know what to do with it. So you prepare yourself for each step of the life that you're expecting from the world. From your creator, from whatever you're wishing for. Maybe you're rubbing a lamp in Aladdin, and I don't know.
Does that work? Does anyone have a Aladdin lamp here?
Right. But whatever your source of wishful thinking, just understand your job is to do the job, and that source to provide to you if you're truly going to be heading towards that direction by doing the things from your end to succeed.
Tell me how you get out of your comfort zones. What works for you?
I do the things that I'm horrified to do. I think I talk very openly in the social media of being introverted. I'm very introverted. People don't know what's introvert.
I know you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know because introverted.
Oh, my phone dead. So introverted is the person that I'm doing pretty good with no people. I have a lot of stuff to do, my training, my dogs, my art studio, my production. I socialize through the people that I connect through my daily life, but I don't really have to have people around me 24/7 to...
I'm the same.
And some people, they enjoy to be around people. They get energized by being around people. So I'm a very social introvert. For me to go out in the social settings, it's coming out of my bubble. I do the best of that night and I go home, recuperate for a week away from people and doing my thing.
It's funny you say that too, because I'm the same way and people would not know it because obviously working in media and always around people. But for me, it's the best part of my night. No offense to any of you, but the best part of my night is when I can get in my car and put my hair in a bun and get home and put on my sweats and just be still and be quiet. And, I can be myself out there, well, to a point. But for me, it's just like... just being around people, because it takes a lot of energy. And
It takes a lot. It takes a lot of
energy,
energy, right? And like you learn how you recuperate. What's what's your ways of restoring yourself. Like especially if you're an athlete and like you train like us. Like I train about 7 days a week, and like on my rest day, maybe I do yoga or maybe I do Santa Monica stairs. I still do some kind of like intense fitness activity.
Yeah.
And like people don't understand that to restore yourself, to recover, takes time too. So being introverted, it's not only I want to be by myself with no people, but I actually need time to truly lay down and recover. And this is one part that you need to learn to succeed in anything in life. You need to know your amount of energy you're putting out there and amount of energy you need to get restored.
Yeah.
That's how, as an introvert, I'm learning how to balance myself. But the answer to the question of coming out of my comfort zone, for me to grow in life, for me to grow as a woman, as a creative individual, as an athlete, you can only grow with people. And I've learned as an introvert, if I'm going to let people into my life, I'm going to let people into my life that brings value. They bring knowledge. They bring learning about myself. They bring knowledge about spirit. Like I surround myself with people that I grow.
Yes, absolutely.
And this way, it helps me as an introvert to be outside of my bubble with the people, because I'm learning with them and I'm curious and my mind is fascinated. And I'm not into the little yappy conversation. This is why, like as an introvert, like I'm very picky with who I would spend the whole evening or the whole day. It's have to be very fulfilling conversation of that person for me to truly be my true self. And this year, a challenge for me. I'm giving myself challenge every day. I would spend a few hours with someone, rather learning or giving my time back. Or like teaching somebody something.
Okay, so this has been a 2018.
That's my So every day, like I try to be around people.
So
in my
tell me
life.
some of the projects that are challenging you right now that you're learning.
Some of the challenges, I think it's like any athlete, like I've noticed a lot of athletes who gets to the certain level where they intense training, it's very difficult for them to balance, be a business people too. If you notice, a lot of people, they stay in athletes for a long time, and then when they're really close to retire, they launch their t-shirt line or they get into the business. Because for you to truly be successful, you have to invest at least 10,000 hours of labor into the craftsmanship you want to succeed in. So for example, if you continue being, the person that you are with the radio show, you have to invest like really crazy amount of hours for you to perfect yourself, to be a perfect interviewer, to be the perfect, like that person in front of camera.
Yeah.
So this year, like my goal is truly to improve myself into being able to open to all kind of people, to let people into my world and get to know people. And like this part of my business already on such a different level right now, where like my orders, I only let few custom orders into my life. Like people have access to my jewelry online, dumbbelljewelry.com.
Yeah.
That's where you can place an order. But in my life, in my world, the custom orders will come in from very special people, from the people that I truly like exchange, not only my craftsmanship, but my craftsmanship brings the purpose to that client. And I grow through that client with their order, like rather it's a custom order, detailed order. And I become, like I'm chiseling my life, not through my body. I've learned how to do it. Now it's time to chisel my life, how to handle the winds of life, how to handle tornadoes, how to react in life. Recently I took the classes, self-defense classes with my friend Gray Hunt, who's a jiu-jitsu.
Hi, Gray.
Hi, babies.
Hi, girl.
Who's jiu-jitsu athlete. And it was very interesting because through jiu-jitsu, when I was taking self-defense classes and learned some moves, it's a totally different way of connecting to visually to the partner in front of you, to be able to be observant of the surroundings and looking at one spot. It's totally unlock my understanding of like that's how you're supposed to be in life. You can hustle everything God gives you as long as you have the balance, the structure. And this is where like this year I'm taking to the next level, where it's time for me to truly put all my knowledge and who I am into the puzzle of true purpose. Because at the end of the day, it's nice when I have transactions in my store. I absolutely love it. But there is nothing more pleasant and fulfilling to my heart when I get like a message from somebody and saying that my existence, my drive, my purpose impact them with their life to do something more. And this is where like it's time to truly put the puzzle together and unlock all the opportunity. But all the opportunity can be unlocked only with discipline. Commitment.
It comes back always full circle to the word discipline. Tell us why you got into self-defense.
It was, look, this is probably something we'll discuss a little bit deeper, but I went through the situation where I couldn't defend myself. And it was a very traumatic event. And it's something that I worked with the therapist. I worked with somebody to guide me through of these emotions of the past. And, it was very fascinating that through creativity, I was able to protect myself from the damage that it could have been put on me. And taking self-defense classes was kind of like very interesting to find out how vulnerable you are in that situations and how we lose our thoughts and what to do, and being able to take self-defense and truly challenge myself on a different level. Am I truly awakened? Am I truly aware of the situation? Am I truly ready? I'm not ready for apocalypse. I never want to be ready for the event where I have to defend myself.
Yeah.
But that awareness that you've learned through any other self-defense classes or physical sports where you have to defend yourself, truly waking you up to the next level of understanding that, whoa, like, it's just like this, but it's in the walking life as well, too. Instead of fist fighting, you have to be aware to protect yourself from negative comments, from negative people,
Absolutely.
from negative vibes.
Deflecting it all.
Right, to be able to learn how to handle any situation with the learning through the self-defense.
I love it, and I love that we had talked the other night when we saw each other, and we're talking about the self-defense, and a lot of people may think self-defense is just going in there to try to look tough or whatever we think, and that's okay. Everyone is entitled to their opinion, but what self-defense has done for me is really allowed me to discover myself as well, and being able to have a voice. An emotional voice. So being able to let out my aggression and my pain from certain situations, like you had mentioned too, some vulnerability and being completely open and vulnerable. So, and being able to trust another person with my safety in these classes, with my senseis, Sensei Jacob Bresler, Jennifer, and Spice Williams Crosby and Cowan and all these guys. I mean, when I walked in there, they looked at me and I physically looked tough, like I could kick some ass. And so I came in and I was like, oh, damn. But I was just this little girl that was scared. And I had all these thoughts and intimidations, and I was scared and I had no idea what to expect. I remember the first class, I just went in there and I left that class and I just cried and wept in my car. And I thought, I don't know if this was good or this was bad. I don't know. I was so emotionally imbalanced. I had no idea. So what it's allowed me to do is not only learn these skills and how to protect myself, so self-protection as well, but it's also allowed me to hone in on my skills emotionally and be in control of my emotions. So allow that aggression out when I need to. Allow that energy and that pain and all these feelings to come to the surface so we can let them go.
But isn't it amazing how we discover ourselves through those like uncomfortable situations? Like, uncomfortable
there was
there was a situation like, oh my God, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I'm so uncomfortable. I'm going to be like, my introverts start talking me out of it. Like, don't go, don't do this. And then I was like, I'm so glad that I stopped listening to my daughter, negative yapper, scared little girl inside, and I just took her by the hand and I brought her to that new place. I've learned a lot in life that you have to look at the world every day with curiosity, what God's going to give you in this day. You don't wake up with fear. You're going to see with curiosity. You're going to think like, how the God going to get me through this day? How much faith I'm going to challenge today? How strong am I to withstand my day? Do I believe in myself? Like, what's my chances? You have to like truly be awakened and present in this moment with the gratitude, with the understanding that the life is given to you and you're the one who's in charge of it, and how you brace it and how you stand it and how you will it and what kind of vehicle you roll in, which is your body. You can be in,
Amen.
You are what you eat. You can eat whatever you want to, but what are you going to look like? Don't blame the rest of the world on it.
Yeah.
And it's for you to decide what kind of body you want to live in, what kind of household you want to be in, what kind of people you want to be surrounded with. You might going to be in a period of time when you don't know any answers to all of your questions that you have, but
that's the best place to be.
Google.
Google that.
Google life out of your questions in life. Seriously, be the dummy that asks questions. Go to library, Google, research deeper into the things that you know you need to learn to improve your life. Think, follow your heart and feel what's gonna grow. Experiment with things. So I took jiu-jitsu classes, right? I love jiu-jitsu classes, but I get bruised like a I was like a banana, like 3 days old banana.
Oh, trust me, I know. I take Krav Maga. Trust me, I'm like, ow.
So I wasn't sure, and then I wasn't sure if it's for me, especially with my bodybuilding kind of like a discipline.
Yeah.
I know that's a sport that I'm a little bit scared of. But then I went to train with the strongman in Thousand Oaks. I went to strongman, the training hall, and experimented there, to see how they train, and I got fascinated by it.
I love it.
I put myself into an environment that I never thought about, and I'm gonna like it. And then I have a coach who teaches me how to do deadlifts and squats. I have a scientist who teaches me how my body operates.
A physical scientist. I love that. Good
and this
for
is
you.
where I'm proud of myself in a way that I took myself into the areas that I was like, I would have never gone, but I pushed myself. I just give it a shot. Nobody asking you to commit to it and sign up to the gym, but just experiment, try it. And I stepped over that negative doubter. And guess what? I
look
thank
at
God
you
I
blossom.
did it. Yeah, I flipped my 450 tire for the first time in my life with the coach, with the strongest man, the 4 times world champion. The little stuff like this. I'm thinking how fascinating that my journey leads me to amazing people like this.
I love it. I love hearing that because I can so relate, and it makes me sad to think that there's people living out there that are not exploring their world and so many possibilities that they could have. I mean, just even the self-defense. I was thinking about it my first day walking into do boxing, and I met this guy, a really cool guy. I was running on down a trail and hiking, and I came down to the bottom of the hill, and I actually asked him to take a picture of my girlfriend and I was like, why are you so wet? What did you throw water on you to try to make you look cool, like you just ran this or something? He's like, shut the hell up. And I knew I liked him right away because he told me to shut the hell up. And I was like, what? He goes like, what do you do? And he's like, what do you eat small people for a living? He's like, how are you so jacked? And I'm like, what do you do to get so sweaty? And we started talking. He became my boxing coach. And I thought, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I'm going to box and this is awesome and fun. And then I thought about, you talk about that little, yappy voice in your head. He's like, okay, cool. Well, now we're going to go box and now we're not going to talk about it anymore. So now we're going to meet at Wildcard in Santa Monica. I'm like, wait a minute. Wildcard, where all the famous boxers in the world have boxed? And I was like that Wildcard? And he's like, yeah. He's like, have you heard of it? I'm like, are you kidding me? I was like, yeah, I've totally heard of it. I was like, okay, calm down. I was like, I can't go there. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know.
But this is so awesome,
Right.
where you put yourself, with the curiosity of a child. This is where I'm saying, every morning wake up, be curious as a kid, what's life gonna bring you.
Totally.
Put yourself in this new environment. My next challenge, I'm a horrible swimmer and I'm afraid of deep water. So, I would never swim in the ocean. I would go there, above the knee. That's how far you can get me into the water.
You can practice at my place.
But the funniest part, I'm thinking this is where I want to challenge myself too. I want to take swimming classes, and I've been looking for swimming coaches, and I've been thinking where can I get involved into the swimming?
Any
activity?
swimming coaches out there?
There you go.
Okay,
Here's
Lee's putting up his hand. Can you even swim, or are you just saying that?
So my dream this year is to swim in the ocean. I want to break that fear of a dark water. And this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna learn how to swim. I'm gonna learn my safety. I'm gonna try to learn how to be comfortable in the foreign environment.
Nice.
And get myself into it. That's the only way how you achieve something, by doing those things. Prepare yourself for it.
Get unstuck. Be curious like a child. I love that. That's so enticing and it's great. So, I can't help but think about people that are married and have kids and they're like, well, you're lucky you get to do that. Well, I'm not lucky. I make the choice to do that.
It's a blessing and a curse. Some people decide to have kids and some people have kids. And I think it's true God-given thing. I don't have kids. I have no desire of having kids. And if I ever want to have a kid, I probably would like to have some kid that not wanted by the family is 7, 8, 10, 12 years old. Somebody that I not necessarily can give a roof on top of their head, but I can give them the life of learning, understanding how to walk and understand the world so they can become and be that human and full potential that I didn't have opportunity to have it. And I think it's so important to empower our younger generation to teach them, to lead by example. If you truly want your family to be in a puzzle and be that household and you don't have anybody fit around you, you will be that Jesus in the family. You will have to become that strong person. You will have to become that person who lead by example. You're not going to have everybody around you rocking and cheerleading you, but you're going to have your 12 apostles that you're going to impact the life within your world. So this is why, like, Christianity and the fitness, like, it's like my spirit world, it's truly opened me to the next level where you have to understand, who are you doing this for? How you challenge yourself? Why are you waiting for others for the approval to be you? Just be you without waiting for anybody's approval.
Don't ask for permission.
It beats within your heart. Go for it. It's your calling. It's not anybody. It's not your daddy, not your wife, not your husband calling. It's your calling. As long as you're smart about it, like I'm always telling people, follow your heart, but don't forget to take your brain with you. Like,
I love
right?
that.
Like, it's exactly
so awesome.
like, I want to learn how to swim in the ocean. I'm not gonna go run into it
Run
and get
in, like, flailing.
and get
like,
smacked with
that
the
was
wave
dumb.
and like send drafted like to another shore, like in Hawaii.
Yeah, you want to take your brain for that operation.
Exactly. So the same thing. Take your brain with you when you want to follow your heart, but be
So
ready
great.
for those changes.
Hey, also too, what about mentorship? Get a mentor, especially if you're, younger and you want to, pick somebody that you want to be a role model.
Totally gonna drop you very good topic, and I think I'm gonna talk you over on this topic by being role model. A lot of kids like me who grew up in the poverty, we don't have a role model. And people say like, oh, find a role model, find somebody who's, you will grow with people. Yes, it's nice you grow with people, but many of kids, many teenagers, many young women, we don't have this role model. And what I truly want to encourage you, if you don't have those people, start reading. Look at some motivational speeches on YouTube. Look up some people that their voice will connect with you for you to grow. Seek for the growth without the mentor, and the mentor will come. In my case, I've always been praying for the mentor. And one day I got to know Jesus, that I'm saying right now, I don't really need anybody. I got Christ by my side, who's teaching me the life, who's teaching me to grow. Through Christ, I get to identify people that I need to bring into my life, and I grow through them. And this is, don't give up on your dreams because you don't have anybody. You is all you need. Faith in you and Google, and get off your ass and do something with it.
I love it. And that's a good point too. I had that too, and not a lot of great role models growing up. And lived on my own since I was very young, and and I felt really lost in the world, and I was very unique, and I was a very different kid.
I wish I had Google that time. I wish I had YouTube that time, right? I wish we had that social media to read something positive and understand that domestic violence, abuse is not okay. My mom used to try to convince me, everybody fight and yelling and arguing in their families. And growing up as a kid, I thought that everybody lives like this.
No, exactly. And we mirrored these things, and then we go through our relationships
and we carry
until
that
we
into
learn.
our adult life. And then you realize nobody's arguing, nobody's yelling. Everybody can solve the problems with more peaceful ways. There's solution to everything, and then you start realizing how badly you were brainwashed by somebody's fears and doubts, and then you have to realize you is only God. You're the one who's supposed to protect yourself, nourish yourself, seek for that self-growth to be a better human, not for anybody else, for your true self, because it's been 21 years since I moved to America by myself. I've been 21 years in America, and I am my own father, I am my own mother. I have to be responsible for me. If not me, who else?
Exactly. I get it. I mean, I feel like it's not as far coming from Canada because it's only a 2.5 hour plane.
It's still across the border. You're still by yourself here, baby, though.
Yeah, almost 4.5 years. And that was the thing. It was always like, when I was down, it was like, no one's here to pick you up. No one's here to save you, sweetheart. Like, you got to go. And if you're not, if you're not working and you're not eating, if you're not, like, you got to protect yourself and save yourself.
Find your source of strength. Find your source of strength. Find the way how you can grow. I feel very blessed that I found my strength through Christ. You can find your strength through Buddhism, through Muslim, through Judaism, whatever speak to your heart. Follow it with a good intention, and just remember, by changing your heart, your soul, that's the only way you will make a difference in this world. Changing yourself, that's how you make an impact in the society, by leading by example. Not taking a stupid selfie in the bathroom with
being a victor and not a victim. You know, we've all been through stuff. We all have a story. And I love being at the point in my life to be able to express myself and be able to talk about my past and a lot of the things that I've grown from and learned from and let go. And it feels so good to be at that place where I can give back and contribute and say, you know what, it's going to be okay. Yeah. And you know what, we move forward, and every day, it's not going to be great every day. You know what, we live in love and we don't live in fear. And as I know, we can't live in both at the same time. So we have a choice. You either live in love or you live in fear. And fear is false evidence appearing real. It's not real. And you know, those voices that tell you in your head that you're not good enough, that you're not going to be able to do it, you can't do it, you've got no time, you can't be disciplined, you can't be like her, you can't be like him, you can't be like them. You can. You know what? Listen to that little angel, not the devil on the other side. Listen to that angel, and always talk to your angels. And I don't know what your spirituality or what your
positive voice within you. That
exactly.
Positivity that tells you, encourage you. Only listen to that. The negative doubts, investigate them. Find out why they're doubting. Why are you doubting yourself? Is it fear coming from where?
Yeah.
Identify that, face it, embrace your life further, because you will be fearing every single day. But by embracing your fears daily, this is how you grow. And I want to say a huge thank you, Traci, for having me on your show. This is true blessing of being here and spread the good news of just the life journey. You know, like you asked me to bring my jewelry, and I said, you know what? I don't want to have this show to be about jewelry. It's time to talk about life, overcoming, and truly use our voices of impacting our generation and next generation and being better and standing up for yourself and loving yourself, taking care of yourself and people around you.
Absolutely. And I'm so grateful for you to be here. Thank you to all your supporters and everybody that's been here today and watching the show on the TLC Unleashed Network, The Power of Voices. I love this girl. Please follow her. Where do we find you on social media?
Under Creative Galina, and check my website, creativegalina.com or dumbbelljewelry.com.
This is not going to be the last that you're going to see of this beautiful woman. And I love your heart. I love your spirit. And I love how you've inspired and motivated not only me, but a lot of the rest of the world as well. And we're going to continue this this collaboration and this friendship. And you guys stay blessed, stay healthy, stay active, and always believe in yourself and listen to that angel, not that devil. We'll see you next week, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the TLC Unleashed Network. See you later.